Watching Mama Kwaba Bienfa and Rabbi Jam Media so on Adom TV live on DSTV channel 280, Go TV channel 119, Multi TV they was on this year live and so and I saw Kusujibre now Ghana's #1 account TV station Adom TV. Meaning the accuracy is Sebre ready say any Abujafo betrase na ya twi enkomo. E de ba be di Ghana enwomasua enkomo say I think that next week also yes. It will find a quack BEC, Basic Education Examination. Hey. Examiner Kasa, Padipo Kasa, Edema West African Examinations Council. WAEC Watanasi and Babache, and quickly entering Samodua, the Bokata and Edaba Egaso and Anopain. So starting with daily graphic, the Bokata NA. Also, immigration 6 private sector support comes with a picture of Reverend Stephen Wengam, chairman, Edma Ghana Immigration Board. So His Excellency John Dramani Mama so for the Ewo Adom. Protecting forest, security staff, Grand Forestry paramilitary powers, Chief Executive Officer demands. Asante Union unveils Build Ghana Now campaign initiative to accelerate development. Daily graphic, the Wakata, no. Daily guide, the Wakata, and so any. Or the Richard Ni Amakwe, aka Renak Infoni, I was financially stable before marriage. Ghana Immigration Service pushes border security reform initiative. Buankra Inland Port critical to economic change. Ghana Port and Harbour Authority Board Chair. Ashanti NPP Council of Elders backs Afoko for chairmanship. KNUST secures 400 million Ghana cedis get fund contract for teaching hospital. Christian Divine Church calls for peace. Achim Abuakwa declares a Kresohine person non grata. Daily guide, the Wakata and so enono. The Ghanaian publisher, the Wakata so enye. Cancel Heat Goldfields deal. Bondi resident. Ejumawura cash hit ground. Court battle looms over Prestia illegal mining. Achim Ebuakwa Council bans a treasure hidden from Ochiman palaces. The Ghanaian publisher, the Wakata, and so enono. The Daily Statesman. We are not afraid of anybody. Ex-Presby moderator says clergy can't be silent in Galamsey fight. Committees not solution to power crisis. Paul Chum Berima tells government. The Daily Statesman, the Wakata and so enonom. The source, the Wakata and so enye. CSOs abandon Galamsey fight as threat heightens. Government apologizes. Apostle Jamicha forgives Dr. Awisi. Revoke Heat Goat lease Bondi residents. 600 million Ghana cedis claim. Lawyer drags Yoko to RTI commission. NEIP begins payment under Ejumawura initiative. The source, the Wakata and so enono. The Observer, the Wakata and Sunye. Power shake-up. Energy Minister orders Greco CEO to step aside. Reshuffles ECG Ashanti leadership. Ghana Gas expansion drive. Ghana Gas to install third compressor to boost output. Julius Debra apologizes to Church of Pentecost. The Observer, the Wakata, and so no. The Chronicle, the Wakata, so any. Council of Elders to Afoko help NPP reclaim Northern region. Buankra Port critical to Ghana's development. General Mosquito. Parliament to pass a bill for compulsory paternity test for every child born in Ghana. Oh, okay. I don't yet. You're hospital one more. You're hospital. And no we are papa na to na ya am well. Ebeboa. Because me dey make say we bema na say one fa when you to from here, you might easily go against your wife and say so cheat you also. You will be a hospitals be a quada yasam or hospital. Yes. Ye mobile no makama ya kamenesi to so munye bi but yenim hospital sa yasam kwada obi so opebema e baba ti ekoyi obi baba and be share e dia na say ukunu ni sa oba no na nyame amu akoma na akwa paternity test amfa na ebe otim na so yira fochi but ne be akoso hospitals ya fa nkora nyina atomo hospital according to yuko nyanyam na make answers nkwada ya form ato e wo hospital we nyina ko do ye be man because wa mo ani ana osade mo you might be fighting with your wife for ne bia no ba ne shede lefo e wo ho sa ma me fa graphic business enwe City Slightest Bank of Ghana's policy resolve. Review mineral revenue allocation to strengthen MIF investment capacity. CSOs nekan say 49 days to save the stars. Can Queros winning edge survive Ghana's ultimate test? Graphic business anyway. Eba awontene anapet. When someone do adabokata no ede epie. Quickly on edumadundum na ekoso no. And the Minister for Energy and Green Transition, John Abdullahi Jinapo Doctor, Mpensenpensemu for NCMO, the accountability series here, the Minister for Government Communications and Presidential Spokesperson, Felix Kwachofusu, Eta Hoduma Minister, Betu Omuntu, Ewo Nemo Moye Ehu. Yati Sempenfo A2 Anamon, Eyenwa Betimi Abuasene Beya, Yankania no Edumno, Betimi Akofom Kakra, Edi Amaye, Eye. Be a challenge ewo ya na Ghana for complaining ye pass so we say can na the communication and na ensure that emma no and the timelines never no and ya say easy for improve it all so from there on the time to we better say yeah a lot of announcement be a call off any brebe any brebe ba se be a Ghana for betimi ade ho so yes me atoto ye de manyina eyi say there's a challenge with Kumasi yeah na pemanya ntie say Filimu muntu ba ko atwen kane ade ko asantemantema nkro Kumasi no uko Kumasi amienu ena won me ba ko orange no mo ba ko ahoma so ne orange ne panfo e kwa akọ san no eno anu ye se na be ya betimi boost nkane a e wo asantemantem because asantemantem kane ahosem no e asem kese pa se nyina akabeka abra na Dr. Matthew Hukuprempe Minister for Energy and panfo to na mo me de amere nyina e ko asantemantem to go and help say in boosting kane ahosem e wo asantemantem. So as in a place like the voter region say no cry. Voter region running around 69 kilowatt of power for now. Man say pen for person boost to go over 100 near you ho if the 69 kilowatt no se be ya voter region can also bet me agina na so we any man pen for ya boase na be ya can also bet me agina na so but lack of communication to Ghana for enter but the idea Ghana for 20 minutes say yan can ya ho be resolved. So the Minister for Energy and Green Transition, Ghana forwarded with him, a so betimi aye. Etina His Excellency John Dramani Mama, Edu Akwakosi Wonum. The Ghana forwarded him so betimi aye amana wie payo. Na say akoso die ya, huti Ghana losing close to about 1,120 megawatts of power, and they're huge. So on can you make more? Ya de kese pa, ya de kese. So as what Mpensenpensemu so CC, honum so ama. Maybe it's me atutum kama Ghana this year. Dum so nya depa. Yes. We say sure they buy them now a businessman. You understand the pains. Yeah, dum so de eba. See, we trust and believe say the ministry you more a year with 8 allied agencies no. Ebet me to anamo papa amana wie pe. Na de ba kunsu wom say be sele Ghana this year. Yenyi sad we fam free team. Part we na ne wonum. Of Ankrofo ECG for ne sabotage aban Mr. Debbie. Mommy emphasize into it. Yenyi sadin free trim. Yenyai. Emwa papa. Emwa. ECG for jumo mo no esombo. Or the life and eso son kania why sa wudru emia be mjai no mienu kwa na nsum kwa ba yedin. If you try to politicize everything, yes, sir. Ebesre, eni diem, ebesre. ya manyo sem wo baby ano adoso dodo. The rate at which a year manyo sem too much. You what dance say ampa obi to na mobi ya enya enye so ye MPP ni ntro to sana mo no but we ni pa boni no to na mo say oh my God na enye mia say the person ni di say no my amara etie ba o mi en kala say we ye MPP ni and we ye NDC ni no e basa dealing with it be difficult e besre enanu I think maybe akofa by Ashanti regional chairman of NDC. Oka se MPP fo bi hwehwe Asante mantem yisi jimu ena man kane awon se enyina so ma te se yisi fo akọ se akọ chirechire bom chireba fo no aten won se no kan wan kan ye e be sere pen fo ne ma ne bi ye technical ye nya ma technical fo no handle nye ba bia na di amanyo asem ne ko nye ba bia na di amanyo asem ne ekọ eti aban bi ba yempa obi bi owo adwuma bi na kofa nipa from egu adwuma mu ana. Is that how we want to build our nation? Huh? Is that how we want to build our nation? Ebesere yemfa amanyo sem ni bi nto nchan kakra ya amanyo sem no yemfa bi nto nchan kakra esi wa dance so obi sabotage aban no. So ye see jumeni, or ye did jumeni, and I'm passing or dance or sabotage abana. Let's call the person out. Me nyasa the MPP ni NDC no. Mwaya kura. Fear no baby ya. Sani aye from day one. Anya MPP NDC, anya NDC MPP, anya MPP NDC. Sani the team sana. Oh, how na a 2 minus no, and that's what you want. And the moment of my woman, the moment you be politize ya de pet na be problem na aka. You politize ya de say Kim na be oh how next maybe esimwa enko baby o say ko. Na aka baby o da. Yesremo technicians, technical people no more yisi you know dealing with the challenge. And now you are kosomboy echi and then Yisi for now, yes, some year MPP for us NDC for no. They are fixing the 3rd unit out of the 9 units. From that, a she yebepim sabre. And I'm unit back and woman connect and sell 1 unit create me aswa. Ebi unyawe. Padu wa manyo sem ebe bunapem. Wa manyo sem na wo ye no. Adwuma na wo ye no won ti ase. Na sebo no edum kana ne enum ne fie bia na. Ana edi yisi gifo adwuma na kogu baabi. And no money de kania na yedum no e bi nka omo eti Ghana for the sumu a enye omo asem. Is that what we are saying? You see for the bin too fie you know one atempatamu eti dum so na ye nyina ye kom no omo so go through bi and also you see gini bi akwakoto generator da be si ne fie esrem ya manyo sem bi on ma ya na yembre na se. The Minister for Energy and the technical ministry plus ECG for Greek or VR Netco. No man come near Juma. Ni see a challenge. Yo, my Ghana FAC. Ora John Kapia Tnase. Akraba ko de.
Adom boko.
Sa no penso. Ubi se service ni echi. Wetimi agibre abeke ho. WAEC boko.
Adom. Ye go so kakra.
Okay. Nidi kam WAEC e Ghana aban dia.
No, WAEC nya aban dia.
Okay.
WAEC international organization. WAEC were 5 English-speaking African countries: Nigeria, Sierra Leone, the Gambia, Liberia, and Ghana. Can 5.
Okay.
Into international organization, and yeah, aban dia.
The Ghana buying one of government arms Libya. Like a buying agencies, no.
There be a buying agency per se, but a buying was say.
Okay.
And a numa ye no because a back in Soviet nature. I say Omambia per idea about man and manpower strength no akosro
yeah
nti bia omo ehwa oh say ne anopa we kan ebia energy issues about out ehwa oh your training in terms of energy no enshadan koyi yenhwe subjects and colonies ye benya nkrofo be engineers into electricity and all of that ti bia no maka say okay we want to test our children or have your friend example nkrofo a ewo nimdie ewo sa area mu nti ye de ade foforo ba nti ya ye assessment experts no ni ahwe ape ehun subjects ene ehun syllabus ene content of a paper no na ye de ayen so hwa mo nti ye ne aban adwuma bom.
Okay. The next B is near that way. I think next weekend.
BC next week, 4th May.
4th May.
Yeah.
And what to say?
Well, you go so I home a printing ne packaging ye wie. Many of us say cried the nkrofo was say omko miami I treasure nyina no makwa kodru.
Like invigilators.
Okay, yeah, staff. As for invigilators, dear, are localized.
Oh, okay.
Every district beer, almost supervisors, invigilators are omoye ejuma. And yen Crawford no so your power musa or moncofian so no obia kwa kodru. Examination materials so obia sanka there was sending sanka. Answer booklets, pencils, and other objective answer cards. Every center beer enyane dia come Monday 4th May no obia betumi ashas here. Sene was here no.
Okay. So afia hwem sem kwara se na etwe BC no.
BC it was 619,985.
619,000.
619, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And me fie na normally every update bia minya update some the nkrofo 80 bia be kai send the cost of registration no. Say omo acheche for na hwe ne yo me hu problem by nti nkrofo 80 bi be ka ho na ama figure na kwakodru be be adru nti we be 304,273 males a member and I manage here 315,712.
Oh, it is a man bro, a member.
Afibia man bro member so.
Afibia.
So
it means our campaign on girl child education no akopa.
I was a copa but I was a cop more. Yeah.
Okay. What has been a challenge with your software trade a woman subject be pa na ye issue among Ghanaian students?
Core mathematics.
Core
mathematics a problem because most of the time results number out abehana and money in terms of mathematics no. Okay, my fan say normally you statistics on the core subjects.
Okay.
Maths, English, science, social studies. Now, social studies say, now, about mathematics, science, and no problem. English language, and should have no problem per se, but a bit of technicality, a woman, a hankola kakra, summary writing, and how to answer comprehension questions. These are two main areas. And the third area, issues about grammar. Grammatical names, how to apply the technical terms in grammar, noun clause, verb clause, and then what the verb clause is doing in the sentence, how to apply the grammar they've been taught in the examination situation.
It's a core mathematics near the high. Is it because you need a church for a ye? And I say, na this na adding. Over the years, monitor this situation.
Okay, me to say you research into this area about why Nkolano enya mathematics but attitude. Ubua or call class na say bia concept be beating kakra na adane problem amano enya nya de obekan ho kra na wesua omnye effort na onsua man enhu se na be ya akotron so hwe na wetimi atro ne yie. That is one major area in Nkolano in terms of mathematics. So I just a phobia for mathematics. Nti Mathematics Association of Ghana, my idea mathematics clinics in Nkolano.
Okay.
Everyone so to me ne senior ebeya ehu bia nka obia mathematics na because maths technical. As for that one there, 1 + 1 is 2. Untum san ko bebia. Eba humanities na ebia okay, essay bia ba o unsheda ho bia ko but wo tro around the area bia when you 1 mark and I say 2 marks bi ebebo but mathematics 2 by 2 is 4. Nkoto 3 is wrong.
But yeah.
Case closed. Until I was say a church for no social na or more demystify mathematics no because e bi obi wa ba chade and the name of the gina we nim kra no yeah ebo hu ntinya de obetumi asua once ye ko school na nkrola be brain pe French
yeah
you say French teachers timoding okay nti e bia ye math just nso hwe na omo engum kakra man kola se na be ya
because most set questions no outside most of time the syllabus na they chromo are there no it's man ye difficult for addition for to answer math questions.
That would be criminal. All certain questions outside the syllabus is criminal. The reason being that you were a syllabus and you were test blueprint.
Okay.
Now syllabus no in 2 parts: teaching syllabus and examination syllabus. Teaching syllabus no broader. Now nientia broadness o pesa check concept be maybe I say pick examples from so many areas.
Yeah.
But about examination now, we don't need all those illustrations to set the questions. And a test blueprint no so a trial areas was set questions no for every paper to be complete. I was offer a component this component that component with the boom now when you complete paper and colano bachelor. And as far as examinations near concerned there, the ubia cran syllabus. Both teaching and examination syllabus, and no test blueprint, and a bear guide. And after so, and yes, a may say me a subject officer and answer me here. And one said me sorry, and I'm setting me questions. No, you were subject experts are setting questions in the brain. Or more the bar, you feel money, they are called their friend moderating meeting. And then your subject, what do you call it, experts, roundtable discussion. And they're now or mark merits of each question, difficulty level, what are we testing? We about one colana and answer the difficulty level is too high or is too low. And I say be a question way one a bit me answer, one into me answer. Then you know more and sana at the end of the day no more subject officer say okay, these questions are suitable for testing the candidates.
Okay.
Until we could transfer be a moderate by 100 or so questions. The war subject officer no kwa na unim selection obey for a particular year's examination. Until yes, a bia ya yeti WAEC no kwane ade any teachers lecturers be a kind home subject experts be break home to me a moderate questions na sana yet about out as a examination for the candidate.
Then so we come to more attention. I'm for issue with this thing said. I told the Biaba call a Caribbean no. Teaching now or what is a computer and computer being synonym. Into a draw bibu or board no so. And or the board and a church them because I do a computer mouse they count them sanity. Obi think kind. Well, you should computer, and a crowd you use tablet in our account. But they are pressing in our the same what is a computer.
Idea hard drink a cry. Yes, we are around, say, in so hidden yes, you call a friend Colano, share answer circle and trouble who say. Ne a scope of knowledge near limited. Oba chrome now chrome for no there's quite a difference between those in the village and those in the urban areas. One is about the environmental womb.
Okay.
Obiwa otiakra, oche TV, ebian papa or computer and to automate computer with ye, otifie crowd meet radio, otikam crowd radio. Radio crowd on T radio once so these are the differences. But then about equipment and answer teaching and learning materials, I was a church for news and no responsibility of Ghana Education Service and the Ministry of Education. Omuna was a omode sa nyomano e command color. Now WAEC alone does not set questions. WAEC alone does not determine examinations. Yene naka for a boom. GS sponsor count. Nti, we can say be a WAEC a certain question on a computer. Now, it's not just because WAEC says we should answer a question on a computer. I idea woman in Asia say o person will be expert in that area. Also, who A, B, and C as far as the computer is concerned. Nti eno ya idea a requirement. Idea also akula ni hu ansana wetimi akoni ni makosua na so akoye expert in computer science or whatever area you want to look at it. Nti buy equipment na dia na e wo say aban ana say GS for na omohwe na omode equipment no command kola no say na be ya omo so betumi action so.
But mo set questions now. Mo take we nyina into consideration. As enkwada na mba betwere so hwe. This say about 600,000 e ba betwere. E mu say na omo teachers atimi cover syllabus no e de amomo. Syllabus ni nyina at the end of the 3 years never omo cover e de 3 years. Because say ni obia na etimi ewie syllabus no for the 3 years.
Yeah, also about planning of the academic calendar, and I say be a number of weeks per term, and no encourage jumaho. Nina Ghana Education Service and our Ministry of Education.
Sure.
Until our first natural BEC in April.
Okay.
And I will echo June, and after about May. All because a bia Johanna buying akaso, Yankola no yeshare, omunwie syllabus. And I said, time I also mudiswin idea no, or moonbie, intibomyema or another month. And I said 3 more weeks. Ye ni problem biao. Until when I determine say be okay, ye hear sa period. You want say a ba edisuana, and I said say obiko school ye mount 3 years to study a certain amount of items to get you ready for exams. And you know, maybe omaka say okay within the 3 years no. In 1 year, you bear a beer 36 weeks it was school, and I said 38 weeks it was school.
Okay.
So first term 11 weeks, second term this, third term this. Then you know, almost share say a beer within this period no. You bet me actually idea I could do a himfa, and I said syllabus no. How much of the syllabus can we cover within this period? Then you know, idea GS for any year when she share. Send a bear by the 3rd year no. Ombeka so okay in Yakshon Made, Yashre syllabus, Yashre examination scheme, ni bibia, you feel say they are ready to be examined on whatever it is in the syllabus and whatever test blueprint that we have.
But say, do you sometimes take into consideration say, a school for ni go one more, or won't be complete your syllabus? Now, obi so ti baby, we any syllabus. And maybe I make a crowd or movie cracker. Name kra e kwa kusua the next one one name. It's a all static questions based on the syllabus na GS that be say enkra na wie no mo e kwa kwetwe ho ade na. Me manwie utimi wie so nya ase wo me amantimi anwie no when you base on our final syllabus to set the questions.
Also, ye kase ye ne sanso na we will not have any standard examination.
Okay.
The examination no was standard. Now, what say bia the issue is that before I'll be moving from one level to another, no, I'll say we a certain amount of work in terms of the academic work that you are doing. And it's a woman that is I don't use the word indictment. A bia na a cheshe for nanya and I said, look, and yet the bia na cheshe for no at fault.
Okay.
What should I be an colano? Our level of understanding and appreciation of idea is very low.
Take it
time. Until you say walk over speed, you shortchange them. Until the once we want to conduct a standard examination, no, say we syllabus and I say we according to GS no by this period so that is the standard that we use.
Okay. Okay. It would once a GS be mam go ahead and say enkra na wi o ma den de you go mo akwa set.
We go ahead and set our questions.
Because ya dey be so dey o. Wodi baby ya no ko je bi na e dey pa. 1A me si mintimi especially electives no.
Okay.
Mintimi 1A no. Also okay, wo dey wontimi kura na wo other options so betimi akọ answer 2 and answer 3. Ubedu to ni akato so okay answer na onya and 1A no. Fasa. So the question is 1A you may intimidate the Jakami journey for that. Me journey for about 2 3 so me go for 1A and answer 1A me nya answer. I say can make all of work. Because you na do.
Well, let me explain it this way.
Okay.
One say Minka's journalism.
Yeah.
It's not just about a book knowledge.
Sure.
Also to me kasa. Also to me espresso. I was say Okasama amanfo ete asama woka no omote wase na if it's about information we so information on the bremino masuma na samatias ye na say opese wo entertain nkrofo opese wo chirechiri ni obi chire nkrofo wo say to me and say ne be ya we betias ye questions ne be wo ha a concept question and na almost set
okay
nti say one take concept na say anya de obetumi akọ from A to Z answer sa question no nti bia na a candidate no we nsuade ni na say bia o mo kire sa concept no wan share antias ye so bia ofere na say usuro nti wentimi mbisa question enti wo sa questions na o mo test a specific process from one stage to another nti we nya first step na the other steps in no nya dia obenya but one nya na sa so na you cannot test that specific concept o person will test it nti na bia akoyese questions near them because e bia mesua nso no minimum so had but it was me fi answer mako from point A to point B so that eno na bia e be ma question na say dem but enya dia really difficult except say bia akola no omo chade no wentumi and grasp a concept that na say bia ankoyi osua na ankoyi. That's a simple answer I can give.
Okay. So until July 2007 na Ghana for secondary school for example the anymore senior secondary school certificate examination
SSC yeah
and your for was about 2007 difference being a day abba in so
well Emrania SSC na Ghana from Kwana near. It was just limited to Ghana only. It was not a sub-regional exam. To the WAS, one said the WAS, West African Senior School Certificate Examination. No, I feel that it embodies every member country, all the member countries of WAEC no, ASR examination. No. That is the only difference. And I feel so. The concept hasn't changed that much. Until Ebiana Manfos say, oh, we almost some way a bad thing. A bear say. No, there was really nothing markedly different. And make us a difference. No, really, there was no difference, actually. It's just about the same thing, but there was a change of name.
Okay.
And I feel so Abeya more international in nature. Ubia people across the sub-region, all the English-speaking African countries, no, so to me, actually the same exam.
Is it the same questions now Ghana for and one Nigeria for also?
First night is by this time around difference kakra.
Okay.
I wouldn't go into detail for technical reasons because there was some cross-border apple flying across.
Oh, okay.
They sometimes want to me enka source no.
Okay.
Because the same question in Ghana, the same question in Nigeria, Liberia, that kind of thing. And this time around, there have been some adjustments, some changes. I am not privy to the specific details of it because of its technical nature. Nti metimiaka say there would be some difference, but how the differences are, no, I wouldn't be able to tell how far they have gone with it. That is what I know, and that's what I can say. Okay,
so first, Nana, yenim says Ghana what is science? Nigerian for also answer the same what is science no and then anti-Serbian. Because of the fear say Nigeria fully dear 1 hour.
Only dear 1 hour.
Yes,
yeah.
Nigeria for best start only dear 1 hour. Now so maybe we like so be through WhatsApp. I send it upon the more be Ghana. It's my answer cry questions name emu.
Yeah, I answer cry questions no munafe so we are just a time no. Once first no was all shots yeah Ghana for shots 9.
Sure.
By this time, yeah, they're about 8:30.
Okay.
A lot of Nigeria for so adjust now. Other countries, we synchronize the beginning in the starting time.
Ghana 8:30, Nigeria 9:30.
Yeah. So they will also come back. What do you call it? By about an hour.
Okay. So they come down to bed 7:30.
So yeah, 8:30. You know, they can also have theirs. Let's say or more 8:30 to be or 9:30, so they can come down and start at 9, and then I think that will all be we'll synchronize the time.
Okay. It is for now more dealing with that cross border upon more recorded some time ago. No.
In fact, I don't try because sometimes we intercept. One say right now, no me can say many Telegram channels be brave.
Okay.
Or more aircast they have questions they can give. Oh yeah. They claim they have questions.
Telegram for us started.
Almost shall say cratcher, but just say yena niyan kan wasem because we're also monitoring them.
Okay.
And say omo shall say na say we the bibria na they cover their tracks until as much as possible tear now so we investigations. So those Telegram channels no ebewa obehwe na questions eba no if other countries, not necessarily Ghana.
Okay.
Nti metimi aka say cross border still a ekoso. Still a ekoso. Yeah.
Upon free hefa.
Well, once first upon okase upon there are different ways of looking at it.
Okay.
First of all, a beer and pay say a beer no control paper 8:30. At 8:30 or so much a beer call mathematics.
Yeah.
Around 7 a.m. now questions number out.
Free hefa.
Fine, me now, if by 7 o'clock questions number out, now at 8 o'clock, who could be sure it's the same thing that you saw at 7 a.m. That is pure leakage. That one, there's no question about it, leakage. Now, the other thing is that say beer, Omasha say 8:30, 8:35, now Omodia to WhatsApp. And no, examination center problem. No, omo bi eswa na obi okra phone hono no etwa. No mde ato WhatsApp and as a Telegram. For the past 6 years, Metimiaka said that is what we have observed. Because a leakage if you have questions before the commencement of the paper na dia etwa. Now a bad leakage now to be very frank with you. Yenya leakage that one we cannot deny it. It has happened. Oh yes.
From WAEC.
Yeah. Because not from where again? Because we are the custodian. So we'll say yes, it's from WAEC. But then, there was one person that we interdicted and dismissed. But Ibiana other people more inside our and the NSA every year, no, yes, some protocols what printing press.
Okay.
And Kwabe say your cameras be CCTV cameras all over the place. Yeah, security, WAEC security, local security, or police for, there will be an force for, just so that you, for all these 3 layers of security, not to make cross one now, so, Sabi. And after, so, dress code in the printing presses, strictly no, nothing, maybe a handkerchief in the crowd, nothing else into the.
One shot at a pocket.
What the atadia pocket one crowd, just a handkerchief from one bottom. Nothing else should be in your pocket.
Okay.
And a beer obeshe you ocean pabuansa just flip flop or slip on, and you to make me our own pabuana ya search you. And at every stage you are searched, or best search you inside the printing room where the local WAEC security will search you. We'll call the next stage a police for that kind of thing. Until Nyadia will to me as will be more a DMP.
Printing or private printing press, Anna.
No. This time we have our own printing press.
Why we
have a printing press. Into ye be beer or facility.
It one a DP.
That's a big question. That's the big question. Oh well, one say at least at the time you to me a kettle way we were able to pick up somebody. Okay. Whatever he did, we don't want to put out because for security reasons. But afterwards, we haven't had a nyasa challenge no ebium. One time a young man be in the eastern region. Because now I said, the questions no ba.
Okay.
Now questions were similar to the ones na ya setiama yankolano. So it was a bit challenging. But the corner said, with all due respect, a jabebia or pese onyakakra ediko school. So no transe questions no. He had a lot of past questions.
Okay.
To share one or share trend now, no accepting the questions.
Okay.
Or share question now. You believe that is the guy who is doing it, and yes, specific.
Okay.
But very, very close to the.
A more clue.
A more clue. Nti one is The questions are not exactly what we, and now yehu ejuma oye books are we use papers so it should be beer ebi ekaho. So you cannot hold that person say beer or your bad. And after so be or certain questions be what the bar ye bisa research material the eye or rough work be beer with the brain.
Yeah.
So we can see baby why your rough work be beer. Apart from the finished material now with the brain or rough work be beer with the questions in the brain. Yeah, we would destroy it. With the hope say beer would now was certain questions nya dia obese akwako catch be say my certain questions say. So to be very frank with you, say Kasebia, we are pointing fingers at A because or no any who say Ukrasa dia or the piano is really difficult.
Examiners are a certain questions, how strict, how secured are they when almost certain questions? Now, after some certain questions, no so area, what happens? Almost keep duplicates be at their end.
Once NMD can say, oh, certain questions now, you have to come and tell us. There's a declaration form.
Okay.
But we are human beings. So, Mpensenpensemu say, yeah, so be more, why you're sad in that. But whatever you are setting at any given time, no, what be brain, or rough work, what be brain, and you have to declare, say, you don't have any duplicate of questions now we're setting, no.
Wait, or baby, or what say, aesthetic questions, nana. And number WAEC yard.
They be well said, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work until you're now in your own comfort zone. No what can I say I set two questions now they are brain.
Is there any security around or certain questions now?
No, not from us.
Not from you.
Not from us. But the woman say one money back on set a whole paper.
Okay.
You don't do that.
Yeah.
A beer or say, okay, set 10 questions on let's say scope of economics.
Okay.
Set 10 recall questions. You
That's
don't even give
nipa
baako.
Okay.
Until and I say even cry 5 recall questions. On the best set here no kwa. No another person has set ABA 5 questions on synthesis.
Okay.
Another person will set 2 questions on application. Another question will set maybe 5 questions on comprehension. Until ye chemu bia.
Okay.
Now omok moderative so what subject officer na wo gini nyina. When him say questions if item writer A, B, C, D, until about the boom.
Okay.
Even if item writer A, question 5 not the most conk questions, you don't use all those 5 items in one examination.
Okay.
Send or the questions no command for crana or nim year cra what the side questions number out.
Okay.
So those are the guarantees and answer security science here. Send a buyer or bid the buyer want to me and fun to just straight away say okay, many items from item writer A into no na you bet sure this year there be
a brebe set question for the following year exams. For example, 2026 May 4th May near starting BC. This year near started setting questions and answer that ben.
Setting of questions is an all-round activity.
Throughout the year?
Yeah, throughout the year.
That's from last year entering
into this year.
Into
because the syllabus no a period. And now we'll be our question bank. We are subject of our question bank.
Okay.
Or question in our what we call commissioning. You commission an item writer.
Okay.
Into a short items to Mawa. Now what they are better a safe no more. Okay. There are I think 4 moderating meetings per year.
Okay.
So at each moderating meeting, no moderating be. Until by the close of the year, you have quite a lot in your item bank. Until about time, I will set questions now. What causes our items, no?
Okay.
I say what to lotto. Okay. Maybe no one can tell pick this one. So about sana, you can't. When I would name baby questions in feedback.
Okay.
So by our selection, I won't offer just one item writer questions per. Until we were question for 3 years, no, he has a whole collection. Okay. Until to me set even 3 years questions ahead of time.
It's in a way, say BBC or WAEC. Now you know be a man set questions up. More enough questions in your bank. You are making the ama additional form of matter.
Absolutely.
Eti obi or set question be no name some question I'm setting in a beba 2026 a BC mu and about 2027.
And they who that.
When it determines how they know.
The subject officer.
The subject officer.
Yeah.
Where bakope?
Bakope. Where bakope? Until bia, me handle, let's say, English language.
Okay.
Na mama yachro items be brea mame. Na makoye moderating meetings ewie. Me da beshe me item bank mu.
Okay.
A do time I make a compilation. I mean, kwana minim. Maybe a medium money fiber. Just for purposes of checks and balances. Maybe a moderating meeting be beer. Even at the moderating meeting, will be a rough work. We are with papers in a film. Nobody takes any written thing from the moderating table.
Oh, okay.
Senebeya, you are sure say omufi hono obi amfahwe emfiwanko.
But this is also a situation whereby any power certain questions no sitting at the comfort of the home. Say our rough work be or submitting.
Yes. You are supposed to submit every rough work that you do.
On the moral ground.
Yes. That is why fine. Your conscience should prick you because there's a declaration form.
The money ahead of me is huge than my conscience.
Well, once I see, it's a lottery if you decide to do that.
Okay.
Because say I'm taking a kind all the questions not bring me and your questions out the bring me no. Oh, what would try items I want to make say ebia oh mature items say it should be in this year or that year or that year. You don't know.
Or more certain questions no money say me minim say Mr. TB. Minim say Thomas so TB. Minim say Mrs. Tensu so TB. Minim say brother so TB. O money momo.
David.
O money momo.
Me na me determine. Ana o money momo kra onim question me maka say we enhu de we say me on certain moment. But
say
as much as
possible.
As much as possible ye momu homo.
Okay.
It is all because you want security.
Yeah.
Until oka say obi certain mawa. Just say bia one wo head and a kasa. No aka say I got maybe 10 questions or synthesis from item writer A. And as much as possible, no, we are independent-minded people.
Or me special people be who are not in our usual classrooms. No muku be na a better say person certain questions for more. And the banner say your teachers here no mujina classrooms here and certain questions.
Yeah, well, very few teachers. I don't remember. I never use teachers. Time I'm here subject officer. I you see teachers. Most of the time, no, we are university teachers.
Okay.
Or your subject
BC.
All levels.
BC
was yes.
University teachers.
Yes,
okay.
They can do that. Go what is test blueprint in the manner onim level I was so set. And a bar moderating meeting on so say adding to do the moderating table tell us no way there above the children's level. And a beer obi also or your subject expert also on trade. Probably Ebia we the chair or what do you call it, public servant as but our interest in the subject.
Okay.
When the Kasabe was on India was a subject to me African culture so with me away mamiana. But then I was so many credentials. Also one say or your expert in let's say economics, Ebia why first degree, why master's degree, or expert in this or that
subject
area.
Matter.
Exactly. And no and about determine so but and I feel so it is not just you, the subject officer, who chooses your item writers. Okay. It goes through a process.
A committee now.
When paying for you now, you have to convince them that Mr. So and so to me asset these items.
Okay, so subject officer na day list neighbor. Say be a subject you be say nipa 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right. Yes.
For them to be approved by the board and another committee.
Exactly. Yes.
And it's when you now want still a leaking.
Also, as for the leakage, they are making at the end of the day, the who saba question paper no so no what it has gone through no. Intimate me aka say those times are not a beer. Well, we're using commercial press houses. Okay. We had problems with some of the commercial press houses. Yes. Those were about a decade ago. And now that we have our own printing press, those things are.
I'm starting using a printing press.
Oh, we've used it on a small scale for a long time, but in the past about 6 to 10 years, we have limited ourselves to our printing press only.
And the leakage, it will appall that period na muankasa mu use one printing press as compared to time na mo call private ones no it is saying.
Oh, a trade trap. I would say because it was only once any who said like me I think I mentioned earlier said we interdictive.
Okay, yeah.
Until no
that's the leakage from WAEC.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, so we got it from there. Okay. Say a maniko ejuma bi na in the course of that, he was able to. Yeah, fine. Until no, he was on interdiction, then he got dismissed. Beyond that, no. And also every year, you change the protocols because also maybe lapses. And virtually every week, the security there will send us information. Say, you observe, say there's a blank area this way. We are not very comfortable with this, so maybe I will say you beef up security in this area or that area.
Weber, upon the Yenyam Wasamka, because I quite remember, is it 2024 more? And in ya, Mucham collaborate papers. Is it 2024 or 2023? Ye bim the more head or more resource in Yama, I will for soon, ye. Bob Nafre radio ni TV so na me bam kwa resource ma yo na de WAEC me be apoe wa nya bio ye bada be de ko be dwam fa message ba ke ka ma WhatsApp number 0531 029795 0531 029795 ya fa odin ba bia de free ba e kamen ene yenye wasi yenye WAEC fo ho dwuma na apon ye twa papers bebre ya we holding kural bebre resource no emra from pa and Fabai. Yaba see, Yaba to us. Yes, I'm going to be John Capi, Casama for Edma West African Examinations Council, WAEC. And opening the same Kunyam air train and whatever Yamia Dumua, Juanda, and so here Mofrano Echo Aquacotre. Oba ekanwa ya manitiri question all the best. Sinyame enkano ntimi empaso ko nanim. E wone huma esiem. For WhatsApp message bra keka ma WhatsApp number ne 0531 029795. 0531 029795. Comments bi awon komo ayedi wi abetim dia ba na yakenkan. Ere ama so radio kapini yakanyina nsem betimi ahye Ghana for bo se leakage sa a type pia na poya man for ji sika e wo yeso hwetwere mo Uganda hanum no ebetimi aba form.
Oh yes, metimi aka se ebetimi aba form, but nyina ejina ya yensuban ne nyoma ye pese ye because o hwe sabi akola owo GHS onyo bia o ye adwuma oyo bia sabi awofo ne manisika phone ekura no mo moto credit ekragusumano. Of course, I mean there are some areas who GHS students are being say, "Hey, Charlie, we mun dey sabi papa for the mommy for ebiana omana ejuma etua school fees." But then on a larger scale, no, nkola na wo GHS no niska om the baby bia. Awofo no na ma won sika. Ye wo awofo bi nso a eye a omkọ hwe apo ema omoma. We ya dia enya dia eye ema oman no. Nti ya famo dia ye gusu a ye tutu nyoma se ne be ya sa upon leakage no to be tracked every year bia some they can your protocols you introduce na ya kwese na be ya obia o ha obeye dwuma bia no be na se ne wo so ye no enti se amansan anase obia wo man beboa ya ye betumi ahwe na apo na se sa ya de kire na omoye no examination centers no to be tracked.
Okay. So, WAEC has introduced serialization and other measures in recent years. What new anti-multi-practice technologies na mode be able to deal with sa apo records? Because the more can say, and one more thing would be so still be a leaking. This year, Monday, and shall forbid the go up to ensure say exams wait dear for the first with me. I can't say a tray, yeah, MPO baby.
Okay. You bet me from different angles. Say ABPA from WAEC setting no. I know we can assure you, say there's not going to be anything like that because you have to do a new menu.
Say leakage beba every WAEC.
No, say leakage. And I'm kind of first of all, once I didn't be PA about an hour before time na dear, then it means and I say beer. There are other things bet me in transit.
Okay.
It may be a bag.
Like what they qua.
One say no questions no examination depot.
Okay.
Now the examination depot near WAEC official, you GS official, you police. Now emrano so some babeje questions now. Yeah, the question ma in supervisor with a police escort. Now omdeko.
Omumienu.
All right. Now system you're introducing this oh bar. your padlock I will use.
Okay.
There should be one padlock in the school, one padlock at the depot. Send a bear all bar, yea, or the bag na buy any baby bag no so near the number a good mamma.
Okay.
Near lock a bag now.
With one more key.
Or more padlock no.
Okay.
And tie working. Nina is about conscience because nipa oba beje question no. It needs to crack key no.
Okay.
Say ebia menu abai school A.
Okay.
School hono padlock key back eda ho. And I'm a depot keeper, key back also dam has say.
Okay.
Inti nipa oba beje questions no needs to crack key bia.
Nipa no beje question no.
It needs to crack key bia because of
padlock now eda way no box no.
Bag na
bag no beje. Eni kwase nipa no beje exams questions dia kon okra key bia. Please nso account eni kwase okra key bia.
Debi. Nti obedume ho a meme wo key am de be bie bag no.
Okay.
Me the question person no two more na ma lock it. Na me kra me key into I was so do ne destination ansana wetimi ebie bag no so. Head of school and access yes and access supervisor. Most of the time if you supervisor nankasa emeje obesuma ne assistant
Okay.
Nti ono oba beje no na key no da ho. Nti odu ho a ansana ometimi aiden ebie bag no so. But Yehu said sometimes I think 3 years ago, yenya information me say yenya a snapshots before the paper started. Ye tracia fortunately na school no file at the ho. And I'm the question pa not so.
Okay.
And that car seat so nantibe say in transit no and now we there will be a bag no so omu
bu padlock no.
And I say bia na key she papa no ho a ye nim. Once oba sabi ye nyina empanyimfo oba untipinka so I want to search you and be sure that you don't have the key with you.
The integrity of WAEC is at stake. It is ekoba say ne ohini popo kwa no agye atum se meba abaji nso hwe no kwada say the ones agye atum so be say gbe odi adwuma no won hye adwuma hye to make sure say wo na wo ba no umfa kwati kwa be suma ye nim konkogu ase.
That is a point. But I say adwuma na ye no is in collaboration with the Ghana Education Service.
Sure.
Once I share WAEC population na ye ntimi mpo share one of the smallest regions examination because you're not so.
Yeah.
And the omni say you need GS for be adwuma GS funds be boying by way of providing supervisors and invigilators. Inti omo ene ba beje question person sebe mu na mo chara de inti mo kwa oba as a teacher with all the ethics of the professional. Oba also do huni na obeje question person na won ko bie so okwancha na say won ko twa photo bia emane obia nso ye hu se sa di ekoso ama sankrofo nyina ye so mu a ye ne mo edili ye pa. Entino it's a question of the integrity of all the partners involved, WAEC inclusive. We start, yes, charity begins at home. Dear Shas, and I say to you, ye, now you deba out near Pamacho, Munsum, Nayena, Yenya Mania ye, and your fair. At least, Obiam Wire Nayena, because or dreams can one year be near you or my emo. Auntie, I was up or more or your day when the showman son, and now Omoshana.
This council somebody my invigilators here this Saturday.
Well, one said,
"Tia na say ni paru share na and the same ba go kwabet mi amame 10,000 series for question best at 5. We say we go best at 35 series.
You are right. One said scano and also, but WAEC is supposed to be non-profit making.
Okay.
And yesika idea you nyina if examination fees.
Okay.
And I say be a government subvention. Now, all the thing in our bomb, I hear now they talk paper. I hear now they talk machines. I use a printing press and machines and kit. A lot of things go into it. Into a bus, be a triangle for. If I tell the allowances we pay our own staff for Moko outside, we say, hey, why power? But that's the money we have. That's what we can pay. Well, now. Wo increase examination fees. Hey, why for my say. Nti say ye be kase ye tua anase bia aban be kase okay. Invigilation supervision fee no ye be fa. Okay. Na ya hwe etua nkrofo no but you cannot pay an exam a supervisor invigilator 10,000 cedis. Yeah. For 1 week.
But at least baby, I said
that is correct. That is correct. I agree with you perfectly. Oh, you agree home. One say, when you know what your budget. Your budget now, you share vehicle maintenance, stationary, allowances paid to examiners, supervisors, vigilators, budget no.
Yeah.
The budget committee of the board no must accept.
Okay.
There's nothing we can do as an organization. And if you also it will go to the Parliamentary Select Committee on Education, to go to the ministry. Then it becomes very difficult for WAEC. Very, very difficult for WAEC. Nti allowance yes bia ya jiska bumbi da bebe na ye tire nkiti microphone so we are with the jiwe na kona dia aka no ye dey share your photo na no it's not like that. Whatever we get is what we use.
Wow. A free Monday ko no mo gina no message ne sa.
In fact, me share a fee book no Bible say o matu mu kakra, but by what percentage I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I can't tell now.
I hope so mind moka.
Oh, yene abanshe share there. Enya there to make a hon say but the woman say normally say be share so hwe share you try come aban say o my percentage be.
Oh, okay.
For now no we have about 70%. Normally that's what we do. That's a practice.
Okay.
To just 70% and the ashas and your pre-examination and even examination activities a bit maybe na post examinations not restaurant natural not 30% na kano or more day am I
a delay and I have so
oh yes, because one said Newman be brave I was say ahead of time. One said eba obi south I na pencil so what's our craft manoni.
Yeah.
But pencil there's specific type of pencil a workroom a wojum. But you can't get 619,000 at a go to buy.
Pencils na mo chema di shady.
Yes,
mo carry free outside.
You carry free outside.
Are intimini bi Ghana.
Said yebenya. Okay. But how much the quantity?
More engage or more money bi Ghana no.
So we engage a supplier or say locally no. There's a quantity you will get. We must import. Open or do dia just say me crafty man on the bro.
So it means one contempt.
Just one contempt, say, but on say pencil, no, how many people buy that pencil on a daily basis? Will be any business. He is profit minded. Until or turn 2B penciler, I need a ton in a day. Until stock, how much will he stock to get his money back? Okay,
so for example, seven say pencil ya me producing a WAEC beba beto. WAEC every year before examination, we are more a foreknowledge of enquadado a
that's correct.
At least plus or minus. It would him say it be a 2026 and could 600,000 and they share so much treasure. Better pencil 600,000. So maybe from last 2 years coming. Why can a supplier say didn't come on say 2026 we are looking for say 600,000 for better treasure. Say person produces 600,000. No name Sam passe. Many why assign contract. Semi produce 600,000 pencils are all man and yameka or barbe fast. Certainly supply because iska.
But the problem is that the pencils are not even produced locally. There's no local company that produces the 2B pencil.
The 2B pencils?
No, there's no local. All the suppliers, we can go back to the market today and find out. There's no local who produces 2B pencil. You some that made in China, some that made in India. I've seen those kind of inscriptions on them. You have to get them from outside. Pencil. I'm telling you. And so that's about pencils. And after so once the objective answer cards it has to be of a certain quality.
Okay.
Once because of the transportation movement from one end to another, we could do and it must be of a certain quality, and then you must have also when your machines are a bit me ask carrying intentum. The Nepal producers are we know or also produce a home machine. So that's also another cost. Now, what printing press? The cost of production, and easy. Machine break it down. I just offer manufacturers and some more local agents are and our consumables. Now, for paper, bond paper, a printing or a printing press on, it's not produced locally. You may get some from India, you may get some from China. Into when you know, so crack ahead of time. This kind of man temwa hard. What kind in temwa by sea? Maybe actually some 3 weeks about be do not play what there. One international the far air there, you know they are going to pay even 3 times the cost of sea freight.
Okay. Then someone soon of course when you the kit to a crowd.
Enough for.
But once I'm assurance say this year you say more practices better from Kakrano. At least you are Rishimu. Why for Candia, Ibenya Sajidi near Hotosono. I say bit me a bassa, at the Amaye. Na Yamofra veterans so here now, but you see your crowds with him. Now, sometime baby out to him, I bet count. So me every crown I'm training you trim quite a Cassania, Yenya near dear born in a trim, but man, as I must trim quite.
Oh no, once I say if the general leakage, there and to affect a lot of people, but say a local, your mechanisms I determine say ebia ye be cancer na say yen cancel ni nyina eye nyoma ye hwe from within nti e bana say ebia o hwa ade is localized nti ye betumi as zero in on a certain population na ye betwem on ye twem but enya dia yes ye pe se be because say fees no wetua na back
sure
or show twice it's a cost to us.
Okay,
yeah, it's a cost to us. No, you don't ask them to pay any extra examination fees. No.
Okay.
It's a cost to council. Here you also a pesca near the resetting questions.
That's must set that.
Well, the question, but Okako printing.
Okay. Printing of course. Printing 600,000.
Yeah. I know she. The woman say bepa ubiacho. Say yam from Salmon country. Tell us in the face say yen we efim ho. Fine. I feel so ye pese awo for achechere for obia oka ho bia no ye hwe ye ne ye man nkasa se mo kochura go and do independent work. While we are teacher ni while we are supervisor wo kohwe nkola no so a kokoye adwuma ye se hwe na ye ko gina nkola no ho na hwe so mbechiro so hwe no obia nkofa paper mfiri abonten ma won so won ko kasa se this question the answer is this one, that the answer is this. No, it shouldn't be like that. Until obia ye na adwuma, it will be a very smooth examination process.
But the job free senior high school affecting so hetre.
Last me who research paper be a legon 4 year about absenteeism. And absenteeism no figure no the buy what was a round figure general. But I want say public schools and private schools.
Yeah.
And our private schools no don't benefit from free SHS. And what the figures no more, there's still a few questions to ask, or there are a few questions to answer. To meet me, I say to me who that separation, say private schools DNA, public schools DNA, then we'll know about absenteeism. After about examination fees now, say before the advent of free SHS now. Our phone it here, and they more time and this kind of bantam into all the preparatory activities. So to me, you don't have any problem with having to airlift material. And I say, Bibisa, Nina bantam, Senebeya, Uyejumana is fluid. Now, for the middle, be also is scanning mayo, a communist, your co-way, or your coding in a delay. A
SHS be bit slow, Munima be down,
slow, Nima be down, Kakra.
Free SHS.
Free SHS, yeah.
So
the only thing is say in Cladon Dawson, senior high school, or Mad Dawson, because fine, your population so air cost the population of candidates with the advent of free SHS no cost. You shouldn't year steady beer there, but every year baby say figure no car no cost.
Okay. Because about your good board jewelry any and I make sure Kakrana Fato on a quay. Who is coming the baby tina making you? Who is coming the baby? Na and manu ye fanya de gidigidi se see ya. Fa kwesa investment and for so surprise. Say good. Ne bo so papa. Ko investing in gold board jewelry tablets no more investment. It will more 1 gig or 2 gig, 10 gig, no more 1 ounce of 24 karat and so on. Who is coming the baby? Now fanya de gidi bia. Fa ko investing in gold. Then for so super. Call www.jewelry.goldboard.gov.gh www.jewelry.goldboard.gov.gh Details a go page be also a frame 0551 522 233 0551 522 233 Gold Board Jewelry, pure, precious and proudly Ghanaian. Culture ko 2% soon order from Mr. Wada. Pe apose papa fa pose na asenye fita en kan te ne de bidie ne gu body tre so e na atwie se culture ko forward government de ni nyina be paste te do hia so ko fa body tre na de apabidie de ato so ebiem so le becha no te do nyina ye se ye culture ko no e paste na to bi fa twu se be yo numu impurities ni nyina fro no meda so tekra so be fine obi o si culture ko bi ehu no tim se ampa wonu mu eda so yipa supermarket bi o be ko bi e ton culture ko toothpaste ni bi odom to be coffee na emo DBS Industries Limited so ediem yanko na to chance na free tetimika to say 20 years warranty the amount within 20 years unya issue bi afa chance na bra na yenye ho adwuma enfon e bi di ba bia DBS Industries nko ti but wo sifie ewe na se open the chance papa e de abosoa ko DBS Industries for enche na omo M1 but wo kuma se afrem 0543 286 637 0543 286 637 Sanso na mo amuwo takwade so mo frɛ 050 600 4242 050 600 4242 Kumasi akasa number he Kumasi for your number ne 050 600 4141 Kumasi number 050 600 4141 hwehwɛ DBS ɛwɔ Enkran Spintex Lena eso DBS Industries Limited we truly are your roof experts. Abana so asema no pay ye de Mpensenpensemu ebeso mamfa happy birthday enkofa Mrs Melody Tom ya from mama we every mafi tepe honum so we show all the best yankopon enhira na onyo kese ko ise obeye kese pa obane kapi ya da sa no pay oje brebe kan eti kwem kwotwe bi sin ya mamu nyina tirim kwa amika won say afide ofum kakra se mo anyere mu ya feel so babu because the Ghana's #1 TV station Adom TV bedroom dey background or check that from because we share.